Nole insiders Lane Hurt and Tim Linnefelt here with you high atop Doak Campbell Stadium following Jimbo Fisher's Monday press conference. Tim, Jimbo opened with the fact that the offense made a lot of strides against Duke, said admittedly they probably should have scored somewhere between 31, 35 points based on a few miscues here and there, missed assignments, penalties, but Fisher optimistic about where this offense is heading.
Yeah, the phrase he used that really stuck out to me was we feel like we're getting closer to being the team that we thought we could be at the beginning of the season. Now, I know the final score, you hear that, and maybe it's not as reflective, but if you actually watch the game, especially that first drive, if you'd show me that first drive that James Blackman and those guys engineered to score against Duke, I'd say, man, they are going to score 30 or 45 points. And obviously it didn't work out that way, and the end result is what matters. But compared to what we've seen before that game against Duke, I thought they looked sharp, they looked crisp, the blocking was really good. You really obviously can't say enough good things right now about Jacques Patrick and Cam Akers. And you saw James Blackman look pretty comfortable. I thought that Florida State, and Jimbo made reference to this after the game, sort of found a bit of an offensive identity. When you have two running backs as talented as Jacques and Cam, and a quarterback who has obviously shown himself to be capable in the moment of doing what he needs to do in support of that, you can win games that way. Florida State won that game against Duke that way, riding the running game. When you look at the rest of the schedule, I think that could be a recipe for success for them going forward.
Well, that next chance for success comes against the Louisville Cardinals. Obviously, everyone remembers last year, 63-20 up in Louisville. Florida State definitely embarrassed after that game. Anything that could go wrong went wrong. The important thing, though, this week, as Fisher said, is you need to kind of forget about last year. This year's a whole different year, yet still kind of hard not to have that one in your back of your mind. Sure. If you're a player.
Well, I think the idea is use it to the point where it's still useful. If you need that as fire, as motivation, look, anybody who's a competitor is going to see that film and that game and say, you need to come out and show better for yourself. But you can also run into the problem of getting too emotional or too amped up or what have you, and then you run into the same problems that you had last year, and that you're getting undisciplined, you're getting out of position, and the things that make Lamar Jackson so good are coming back to hurt you. So, use it to the point that you can, but don't use it to the point where it becomes hurtful, because that's a pretty thin line sometimes.
Yeah, and this Louisville team struggling a little bit this year, 4-3 right now, coming off of an upset loss to Boston College, but they still have Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
he's awesome. One of the best players in college football. We'll see what happens. Obviously, like you said, Louisville's having some issues. I was able to ask Levante Taylor about it earlier today. You've got two teams, both of which planned on winning the Atlantic Division, if not more than that. I think both teams can sort of circle this game as an opportunity. Forget what happened last year. Circle this as an opportunity to say, hey, we are who we expected to be. Only one team's going to be able to do that come Saturday afternoon, and obviously Florida State hopes it's them.
We heard Jimbo Fisher say it. Levante Taylor said it as well. Lamar Jackson reminds them as a wide receiver. Obviously a guy who can beat you a lot of different ways.
Absolutely right. Like you said, he can throw, he can run, he can probably catch if he needs to. I don't know. We'll see. And it's just a matter of if you're Florida State, you got to stay disciplined. You got to stay within the defense. I think obviously having Derwin James back is going to help more than just a little bit. And we'll see. I'd like to see Derek Noddy and DeMarcus Christmas. Those guys have, I think, maybe a little bit quietly been off to really nice starts to the season. They played really well. Getting some push from those guys up front and collapsing some of those pockets and flushing things outside before they have a chance to develop, I think could help Florida State's defense as well.
I think he did catch a touchdown pass last year, Tim, actually.
There you go.
But there you have it. We'll have much more this week as Florida State gets ready for Louisville at noon right here inside Doak Campbell Stadium. Get your tickets on Seminoles.com. Make sure you're here in Doak. Make a lot of noise for the Seminoles. That'll wrap up things for now. For Tim, I'm Lane. Go Noles.